Good afternoon, madam. Really wonderful to be, speaking to you. Just for a brief introduction of who we are, I am Chandramouli, founder of Take Help Life Counseling Solutions. We run a website called www.takehelp.in, where we dispense confidential telephonic counseling services to both individuals and corporates. We have in our midst a very senior psychologist, Dr. Bhuma Krishnan, who is a PhD in psychology and who has several thousands of hours of actual counseling experience. She has, had the privilege of being associated with several prestigious institutions while dispensing counseling to students, and she is also having a private practice in which she counsels several people for their relationship issues, behavioral issues, and so many other things. So today we're going to be discussing on the very basic subject of counseling. This is going to be a series of videos from Take Help on several aspects of our uh, life. So to start with, first of all, good afternoon, Bhuma Madam, Dr. Bhuma Madam.
Good afternoon.
Uh, I want to start first with basically, the fundamental question. Can you briefly explain us what is counseling?
Thank you, Mr. Chandramouli, for the brief introduction. Yes, counseling. In today's world, we hardly have people to share our emotion and listen to us. In the previous, like counseling, people just mistake it. Counseling, it is just advice. My mother gives counseling, my grandmother gives counseling. It's as if everybody gives counseling. Please understand, counseling is just not talking, or it's not the grandmother's advice. Counselors are professionally trained for understanding the other person, having an empathetic listening, being non-judgmental. It is much, much deeper and much what do you say, much effective than just the casual talk or the advice that you normally perceive counseling to be. All right. Having said that, what is counseling? Is what Mr. Chandramouli asked me. Counseling is reaching out to somebody, listening to the problems of others in an empathetic way. When I counsel a person, I get into the shoes of the other person, my client, or whoever comes to me for counseling. I undergo the difficulties. I get into that state of mind that my client is. When I am looking at it from an outsider, hurry, for this they are coming for counseling? No. That person, whatever it is that the other person is undergoing, is too much for him to bear and resolve the problem. Therefore, counseling is reaching out to other person, giving an empathetic listening, sharing the concern. Basically, you're sharing the concern, understanding the other person's point of view, being with the other person in times of crisis, and encouraging the other person in the self exploration process. What happens during counseling? During counseling, because we are a stranger to the client that I'm meeting, therefore I just tell him, assure him confidentiality, and I give him that, I build up that trust in the brief period of time I am there. I give him through my body language, I tell them, yes, I am there with you, and with that assuring confidentiality and trust, which is the ethics. As a professional, I have an ethics to maintain the confidentiality. I can no way disclose anything that is happening in the session. I may discuss what is the issue that he's going on with my senior, or I can refer somebody, but never will I get this person out. So I will give them total absolute confidentiality and encourage them in getting out their problem.
Now I have this question, madam. Again, it's a question. See, yes, you have said very correctly that it's not about counseling. I mean, consoling, or it's not about advice, or it's not just plain talking. Counseling is a far more, different subject. Now, is it effective at all? Why and why is it effective?
Yeah, yeah. It is very effective. I'll tell you why. What happens is, when I talk to my family member, when I talk to when a child or an adult or an adolescent talks to their close family members, what happens? The state that they have in the other person is too much. When I talk to my husband or to my son about my issue, for instance, Hare, she's facing this. They jump in helping me find a solution. They give me the ready-made solution. I don't want that. All that I am seeking is a shoulder to lean on, some to give vent to my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, and be there in my journey. I am not asking for a solution, please. All that I am asking for is the encouragement and I to take control of my situation. All that I require is that assistance. I require that anchor or that assistant to go on in my journey.
How do you give that assistance, madam? Do you give any kind of?
Yeah, as a professionally trained counselor, we use therapies. Therapy could be as simple as a talking therapy, where I told you we will be, I will have an empathetic listening, understanding, being non judgmental, and I am there with you, sort of a feeling I'm going to convey through a body language. And definitely, we have a host of therapies. You know, it could range from CBT, NLP, then REBT, emotion focus, solution focus, and there are a host of therapies wherein we help the client. We just don't use one therapy. We use something called the psychodynamic psychotherapy, wherein the problem we surfaces now could go back to as earlier days as a childhood days. A child in an LKG days could have had some traumatic event which can reflect as a 30-year-old man. So as a professional counselor, I do all such therapies so that I root out the problem. It's absolutely essential to seek professional help when it is required.
And you also empower them with some any kind of methods or something like that?
Definitely. As I use my therapy, in the course of my therapy, we empower them with the tools. We do a lot of psychoeducation. If need be, we even do a psychoeducation to the family as such, because it's just not the individual. We do a family therapy, we do a group therapy. We just empower the individual and we give them the assurance, reassurance that I am there with you during this journey. And when I tell I am there with you, that itself, the confidence itself gives them so much of a relief that the journey is smoother and faster.
Okay. So you give them skills and methods to basically cope with their situation is what I understand.
Yeah.
So now that takes us to the next question. When does one necessarily take help? I mean, when does one necessarily take counseling? What are the indicators that probably mean that a person has to take counseling, professional counseling help?
What happens is, see, life is difficult. Life is challenging, is what I would say. I wouldn't say for each and every challenge, jump to a counselor. No. You have your skills, you have your mechanism wherein you can cope up with the emotional issues. Okay, so wait for some time, and those emotional issues, this too will pass, may go back. Why? There are some indicators where you have to really seek. Having done that, having taken the social support of your family or your friend, or have had some person who is confident, you have shared, but still you feel, no, I'm not okay. There are some indicators. That is, you feel, I have not been understood well. I've spoken to so many persons. I have a need to be understood properly. Yes, go to a professional counselor. You suffer from unusual anxiety, depression, stress, confusion. You know, see, during this COVID time, there is anxiety, there is confusion, there is some low mood. That is okay. That we call as a common humanity. This is there, but there are situations wherein there are symptoms of feeling hopeless, helpless. Your appetite or your sleep pattern has drastically changing. It is changing. Then, and it is changing every day, almost for nearly 2 weeks. These symptoms are persistent for nearly 2 weeks. And you feel that there is a frequent change in mood or your behavior, or there are bouts of anger, irritability, and there is, what do you say, you have headaches, or you have palpitation. Yeah, you do consult a physician, but then the physician says, hey, you are okay, all right, physically. In that case, again, they don't hesitate. Please seek professional help. Or you have observed that there are traumatic changes in the personal relationship. or you are not able to concentrate, you have memory loss, or you have some career related issues, confusions, disappointments which you are not able to handle, which is giving you sleepless nights, and there are learning problems which you have been doing things, and basically loss of interest in the things which you have been previously interested. I am interested in reading books, but suddenly, no, I don't feel like reading books, I don't feel like watching TV, I don't even feel like talking. These are the issues when you have to really seek professional help. I would like to add further, when you have such issues, what is the trend that I observe is people generally Google. I have low mood, I have high mood. And that Google throws out with bipolar disorder. Immediately, they jump into a psychiatrist. Before meeting a psychiatrist, before starting to have the chemical intervention, by chemical intervention, I mean the pill or some tablets or some prescribed drugs, sometimes non-prescribed drugs, please meet a professional psychologist and have yourself assessed. If need be, the psychologist will themselves refer you to a psychiatrist if they are not able to handle. Yeah, this is what I would like.
So what I see here is that not every problem needs to necessarily go to a psychiatrist. Many issues can be solved at a psychologist level when it comes to, that difference itself people don't know. Psychologist is different from a psychiatrist. So, in many cases, if you don't go to a psychiatrist, not that we are discouraging going to a psychiatrist, you have to go to a psychiatrist in case
it's needed. Yeah, definitely.
Let that decision be taken by a psychologist so that unnecessary medication can be avoided. With simple therapy, without medication and with simple therapy itself, a senior psychologist like you have solved the problem for many people.
Sorry to interrupt. So I would say first go to a general physician, have yourself assessed. That is primarily important. Even before coming to a psychologist, if you have any issue, please go to a general physician. Let him assess whether you are okay physically. That's primarily important. And at that stage itself, the doctor will say whether you require the psychiatric intervention. If you really require the psychiatric drug, the physician themselves may administer it. If the general physician say everything is okay, you try to manage, you again try to manage, and if you are not able to, and with the symptoms that I told you, please meet the psychologist and seek help. There is nothing wrong in meeting a psychologist and seeking help. Helping hand is always there. You are not alone. And I would also tell you, if you have thoughts of self-harm behavior or suicidal ideation, you should definitely seek help. Please don't postpone. It is very important in your interest, in the interest of your family, in the interest of the society, and in the nation. We require you to be there and have a productive, healthy life.
I think, basically there are services like Take Help where you can just log in and you don't even necessarily have to physically go. You can have a telephonic discussion itself. So help is not far away. I think professional help, rightly, as you rightly said, has to be taken at the right time so that, people come out of their issues. So the parting question would be, one thing is, yes, serious issues such as stress and depression and so many other things for which a counselor needs to be gone to or spoken to. Are there other issues also for which counseling can help?
Definitely. These days, it's the relationship issue. By relationship, it's just not between a boy and a girl, or it's between the sexual relationship or marital relationship in the family, relationship, premarital relationship, or relationship between the boss and the subordinate or the teammate. There are a host of relationship issues. There are issues relating to like your cognition, concentration, memory, or anything, or marital issues. Pardon?
Learning issues,
of course, learning issues. Or if you have some issues, as I told you, the physician says you are physically all right, you are pathologically, everything is perfect, your blood test, your thyroid is normal, B12 is normal, vitamin D is normal, yet I am having a lot of issues. That means it has got to do something with your psychological issues. So please take help for all these. And academic stress is one big thing that students are facing these days. And or professionals have issues between their teammates, or their performance anxiety is there, and uncertainty. And for all these issues, psychologists have a host of therapies which with their therapies, and they are going to empower the client with the skills and tools which will help them in having a smooth sail in their life.
So in short, any kind of confusions, any kind of maybe even a guilt. I ran over a dog. I can be suffering from guilt. Somebody might get over it within a day. Somebody might have, running over a dog is just an example. There will be several issues, like as you said, even marital issues. When you nip it off in the bud itself, the marriage can be saved, the relationship can be saved. Thank you so much, madam, for throwing light on the subject of all important subject of counseling. Thank you very much for taking out time and being with us. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
madam.
Thank you.